Hello and welcome. This video will cover working to ensure compliance. AWS engages with external certifying bodies and independent auditors to provide customers with the information about the policies, processes, and controls that are established and operated by AWS. Compliance specifies the requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving an information security management system. Certification requires development and implementation of a rigorous security program. The Information Security Management System defines how AWS manages security in a holistic and comprehensive manner. AWS also provides security features and legal agreements that are designed to help support customers with common regulations and laws. One example is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA. AWS Config is a service you can use to assess, audit, and evaluate the configuration of your AWS resources. AWS Config maintains a history of your AWS configuration and allows you to define who can change what and where. AWS Config does this by continuously monitoring and recording your AWS resource configurations. With AWS Config, you can automate the evaluation of recorded configurations against a set of rules. You can also review changes in your configuration and relationships between AWS resources. You can review detailed configuration histories and determine your overall compliance against the configurations specified in your internal guidelines. Doing this comparison simplifies compliance, auditing, security analysis, change management, and operational troubleshooting. As you can see in the AWS Config dashboard image shown here, AWS Config keeps an inventory listing of all resources that exist in the account, and it then checks for configuration rules. Non-compliant resources are flagged. This alerts you to configuration issues that you need to address in the account. AWS Config is a regional service. To track resources across region, you need to enable it in every region that you want to use. AWS Config also offers an aggregator feature that can show resources across multiple regions and even multiple accounts. AWS Artifact provides on-demand downloads of AWS security and compliance documents. You can submit the security and compliance documents to your auditors to demonstrate the security and compliance of your AWS infrastructure and services. You can also use these documents as guidelines to evaluate your own cloud architecture and assess the effectiveness of your company's internal controls. AWS Artifact only provides documents about AWS. AWS customers are responsible for developing or obtaining documents that demonstrate the security and compliance of their applications. You can also use AWS Artifact to review, accept, and track the status of AWS agreements, such as the Business Associate Agreement, or BAA. A BAA typically is required for companies that are subject to HIPAA to ensure protected health information. With AWS Artifact, you can accept agreements with AWS and designate AWS accounts that can legally process restricted information. You can accept an agreement on behalf of multiple accounts. To accept agreements for multiple accounts, use AWS Organizations to create an organization. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.